I saddled up my shoes, headed out at dawn.
Good morning, Texas anglers. Before we roll, let me give a special shout out to the guys showing up here from the Texas Fishing Forum. That's texasfishingforum.com. My rider leaned a little harder into the fly fishing scene this week, but I'm sure my conventional fishing friends can translate that into English and find fish in the same places as the fly guys find them. Welcome aboard, and I hope this podcast helps you a lot more than those old corrupted TPWD fishing reports. This is your Texas Fly Caster Weekly Fishing and Fly Fishing Outlook for August 10th through August 17th. I have 2 DFW hotspots and one big piece of information I gathered from different sources over the weekend, and I will drop those on you at the end of this report. So ride this one out, guys. Ride it out with me, and if you like what you hear, do me a favor. It doesn't cost you anything to listen, like, and subscribe to this channel. And if you hit the notification button, you should get an alert the next time a video, a short, or a podcast hits the Texas Flycaster YouTube channel. If you're trying to figure out where to fish in Texas this week, the first thing you need to know is that the summer is firmly in control. It is hot, and I mean it. That means a single most important piece of fishing advice I can give you this week. It's pretty simple. Get out there early, guys. Get on the water before sunrise. Take advantage of those first couple of hours, and don't be afraid to call it a day when the Texas heat starts winning. The other interesting factor this week is the moon. It's not in the 7th sign, but anyway, it is very important. We're heading into a new moon on Wednesday, August 12th. Monday and Tuesday are very thin, waning crescent moon. Wednesday is the new moon, and then the moon begins waxing again. So we're going to have some very dark mornings this week. For me, that's another reason to concentrate on the first light fishing window, which is what I did a couple of weeks ago. Had a good time out on Lake Ray Roberts. You know, tough lake for a fly fisherman, but hey, I did pretty good that day. All right, here we go. Let's start with the Texas coast, because that is where I think fly anglers and anglers have some of the best opportunities this week. My number one fishing destination, as always, seems to be the lower Laguna Madre, my home water. If I had a day to chase the Texas redfish with a fly rod this week, that would probably be where I would go. That goes for you conventional guys now. Come on, don't just walk away. Keep listening. I'd want to be on the flat before daylight, looking for tails, wakes, nervous mullet, bait pushed against grass, and those little sandy potholes that redfish just love. Man, okay, trout love them more, okay? They really do. Huge ambush opportunity there. Carry shrimp flies, small crab patterns, and bait fish flies. For you conventional guys, I'm a big fan of mirror lures, and those guys work right now. And don't overlook fly guys. Don't overlook a seducer. Those are really a suspending fly that does really well right now. The lower Laguna Madre gives you the kind of shallow water sight fishing experience that makes all the effort of getting up early worthwhile. Moving north to mid-coast is another excellent choice. Rockport, Port O'Connor, and Matagorda should all be on your radar. The summer pattern is pretty straightforward. Find bait, find clean water, and find moving water. Go for the moving water, the moving tides. For the fly angler, start with a larger streamer or topwater fly while light is low. As the sun comes up, switch to smaller, more subtle flies and start looking for fish rather than simply covering water. That's the one thing I like about August fly fishing on the coast. The morning starts as a search game. Then the sun comes up and it becomes a sight fishing game. And that's when things get really interesting. Up on the upper coast and around Galveston and Trinity and East Bay, recent rainfall has also affected salinity and even the availability of live shrimp for you bait fishermen who are listening right now. That doesn't mean the fishing is bad. It means I'd pay close attention to where fresh water is meeting saltier water. Find the salinity gradient, find the bait, and you may find the fish. Now let's head inland. Come on now, most of us live on land, don't we? The hill country is one of my favorite places to fish with a fly rod in August, but you got to beat the heat. Well, we're talking small fish, very lethargic now, okay? Definitely subjected to temperature. San Marcos River has been fishing well because it stays pretty cold, with the bass and sunfish providing good fly rod opportunities. Guadalupe bass are the fish I would kind of like to get my hands on. If I have a woolly booger, small clousers, crawfish, and foam poppers with me, that's going to work. Don't overlook the shade on a hot day. Those trees that hang over and stuff like that, hang over the rivers. You got to think about that because stuff falls off of them and the fish go for that shade. On a hot Texas day, shade can be the difference between an empty stretch of river and a fish sitting there waiting to ambush something. Work the edges of riffles, current seams, plunge pools, and undercut banks. But remember, the summer thunderstorms can change the river quickly. Hey, you guys got to be careful out there, okay? We get some little pop-ups going. We got some happening here in North Texas, so down there, I'm sure you got the same. There are plenty of other places to fish, so don't take any chances. East Texas is another strong choice this week. Lake Fork is sitting at relatively healthy water level, around 88% of full. And the latest reservoir data we verified here at Texas Flycaster. Toledo Bend is even higher, though, around 92%. So we're not suffering too bad right now in our north central Texas lake levels. For conventional bass fishermen, I'd be on the water daylight. For fly anglers, this is a great time for big foam poppers and bait fish patterns around shallow cover. And do not overlook Caddo. Now, Caddo Lake, my rider picks this lake every single week. Says here August is a good time to try. Why not? If you guys are anywhere near Caddo, go out there and let me know what's going on. You can get there early, work the edges of the cypress and vegetation, and throw a big popper. When a bass comes up to that dark water and eats a popper, you won't care how hot it is. But watch out for those gators, guys. Now let's talk Central Texas. The reservoir story here is interesting. Lake Travis is essentially full in the latest data we came up with. Buchanan, 99%. Georgetown, 100%. Lake Austin, 95%. So Central Texas, according to my reporter here, has plenty of water. It's finding fish that are willing to cooperate after the sun comes up. And I'm guessing with that big influx of water over the last few months, a month and a half, whatever, 2 months, that the fish are pretty scattered. So you got to get out there early. A popper around shallow cover at first light, followed by a clouser or woolly bugger once the sun starts climbing is a very good fly fishing strategy in that part of Texas. North Texas is much the same. Texoma is essentially full, and it's great conventional fishery for striper, smallmouth, bass, and catfish. More on that later. Hint, hint. But summer recreational traffic, I know for a fact, I get on these lakes up here, is brutal. So again, go early. If you're fishing a fly rod, I concentrate on shallow bass during the low light period rather than trying to compete with deep water striper fishermen. Yeah, they are really abundant right now. Lots of guides. Last time I heard there was over 400 guides on Lake Texoma. Now, one more dramatic water stories in Texas down South Texas. Falcon is only around 28% full in the latest verified reservoir data, and Amistad is at around 38%. That means structure matters. A low reservoir concentrates fish around what's left. Come on, man, that's logic. Come on, use your logic here. For fly anglers, I'd be looking for bass around. It's gonna be tough, man. Tough down there for everybody. Clousers, crawfish, around structures, streamers, things like that. So where would I fish this week? Hey, man, as always, Lower Lagoon and Madre. Number 2 would be Rockport or the Mid-Coast. Number 3 would be the San Marcos River. And number 4 would be Caddo. If I wanted to fish conventionally, I put East Texas very high on my list, particularly Lake Fork and Toledo Bend, followed by Texoma and the Mid-Coast. And regardless of where you go, remember the rule for August in Texas: early is better. Don't wait until 9 or 10 o'clock to start fishing. That is too late. I can tell you firsthand for sure that is the truth. Be there before daylight, fish the low light period, then get out of the heat. Finally, don't forget the tides if you're headed to the coast. We're approaching the new moon, which means stronger tidal movement around the middle of the week. I don't care whether the tide is coming in or going out nearly as much as I care whether it is moving. Moving water, moving water, moving water. I can't say that enough times, guys. Find the moving water, find the bait, then find the fish. Now, let me give you the little secret that I have for you. 2 hotspots in the DFW area right now. They are going off. Texoma and Bodark. Lake Bodark has definitely picked up and definitely has these bass that were stocked as brand new lake. They're getting bigger, and they're getting bigger, and they're getting bigger. And of course, while you're on Texoma, we're looking at striper action. The smallmouth has slowed down. The water temperature's not in their favor anymore. It's a lot harder, but you can get into some smallmouth in the shade of docks and things like that. They're definitely hunkered down now. Smallies on Texoma, way underrated, way underknown. I'm sorry, I just told the secret. But anyway, I hope you use it to your advantage. Anyway, that's your Texas Flycaster Weekly Fishing and Fly Fishing Outlook for August 10th through August 17th. If you're listening in the truck this morning, thanks for taking me along for the ride. And if you're a fly fisherman, I'd especially like to hear from you this week. Tell me where you're fishing, what you're catching, and most importantly, what you're catching it on. Just give it away now. Give it away now. Until next time, get out early, watch the weather, drink plenty of water, and enjoy a Texas summer on the water. I am Shannon. Like and subscribe, and we will listen and see you in the meantime.